What's going on, Jerome's? One of my favorite Vikings assistants, special teams coach Matt Daniels, a.k.a. Coach Hat, fed the local media jackals on Wednesday talking about special teams, Will Reichard, the punting competition, as well as the kickoff change rules. Now, I love the hat. First off, big time fan of the hat, man. So I had to look that up because, like, was this like a Matt Daniels special? Like, is this a Vikings hat that is available for purchase? Apparently it is. So Viking special teams hats connect players through mind, body, and soul. Right. So it's got special teams on the side. It's got the, I want it. I need it. Got to have it. Also, Coach Daniels, Coach Hat, obviously hat model. Only J.J. McCarthy's fallen short. Anyways, so Coach Hat talked about Will Reichard and company. They had a kicking session at U.S. Bank Stadium today. Also down there at the bottom, they talked about how USB, the new turf, replaced the slit, blah, 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 turf, whatever. But more bouncy, more grit, more grip. So I know, should be good. I guess we'll find out on Saturday. But Coach Hat also talked about how they adjusted his foot strike, and also Will Reichard never losing confidence, and also kicking for Nick Saban helps build up some mental calluses. You get a thick skin. And Reichard, so you always wonder about kickers. Like, it feels like such a year-to-year proposition because, guys, I mean, kickers are human. Like, they can get in their own head. They can lose confidence. They can do whatever. But it seems like Reichard wants to be coached hard. Like, he wants coaches to mother F him, in Coach Hat's words. So I kind of like that. So and we said this about Reichard, bro. He's made a lot of big-time kicks in the SEC, big bad SEC West. He's missed a couple big-time kicks as well, noticeably that Tennessee one. But, I think that Reichard does have the right mentality to succeed here, and there's a reason why he was the first kicker drafted in the spring. Also, talk about how they adjusted Reichard's foot strike. Because there's a difference between college and NFL balls. And Daniels did say that, to a degree, like NFL balls being enlarged versus college, like it actually helps with like the surface area for the foot strike. But it's nice to see a special teams coordinator work with a kicker and make a minor adjustment to get their game on point, as opposed to, he cut. And then the kicker makes an adjustment with his kicking coach, Kohler, and then all of a sudden he becomes an all-pro Pro Bowler. Not that that's happened before. That's it. But yes, Will Reichard is a absolute nail driver, absolute pipe hitter. Love him, man. It's like our Super Bowl chances are going to ride or die with this gentleman. Great. Awesome. Also, Daniels got into the punting competition. I did mention that Seth Vernon does need more time holding for field goals for Reichard from DePaulo. And yeah, that's some of the soft skills of the punting competition that they don't talk about. Like, can you hold? Like, Ryan Wright obviously has been a solid holder over the last couple of years. Punting wise, he was great in 2022, not so much in 2023. But Vernon, he's got to be more than just a big time leg. And Daniels got into that as well. Where they also found Seth Vernon at a kicking camp. They sent a scout there, saw Seth Vernon, UDFA out of Portland State, go Vikings in 2022, was just bouncing around at one of those punting/kicking camps, and they're like, hey. Yeah. And also, he got into there's more than just leg strength in punting. Like, Seth Vernon has easily been bombing like 65, 70-yard punts, which is great. But also, you have to be able to adjust your punt to the returner. You have to adjust it for weather. You have to adjust it so make sure you don't outkick your coverage. So outkick your coverage, like it should be outpunch your coverage, but I digress. Actually, maybe it's outkick your coverage now with the new rule changes. Maybe not, but right. He did call it Ryan Wright, where he needed to be more consistent in key spots. There's a bunch of times last year that he outlined that Ryan Wright just did not do well, right? But they are looking to get equal reps in preseason, equal situations, and I think that the punting competition is legit. But Vernon has to get together some of those other soft skills that Ryan Wright already has. Ryan Wright looks British in this picture. It might be the teeth. Anyways, they also talked about using starters on kick return. Now, you generally don't do that, but also that could be one of the reasons why Addison was flirting with returning punts as well. But I don't know, we'll see. But obviously, the special teams third phase guys are there for a reason. But if they're not exactly what you want for A play that's I think is certainly going to change things, especially early on. Like there will be teams that adjust to it, teams that don't, and I think that there's going to be a lot of room for amazingness and creativity. And if you have that competitive advantage right away, we'll see. It will make the difference between winning and losing a couple of games early, 100%. And also, Daniels talked about he's going to show 100% of his creativity on kick return in the preseason. Said that with a bit of a smirk, so probably not. Also, talking about the speed of the game, a couple great lines here. Slow, correct decisions are wrong in this league, so you can overthink things, but you got to be going 100 miles an hour, playing like your hair is on fire. And basically said to the players, like, we'll go back and look at the tape, and if you were in the wrong spot, that's my fault, right? But you go out there, you play your game like you were instructed to, and you give it 100%, and you just don't overthink things and just get after things. Less thinking, more reacting, and that's something that does come with experience. And also, we talk about having more time in a scheme, whether it's offense or defense. The more comfortable you are, the less you have to think about, am I in the right spot? What is my responsibility? Am I doing this? And then versus just going. Right. So that's why continuity is important in this game. And also, that's why I love special teamers, because, I mean, the guys are always living on the edge anyway. Like, they could be cut, they could be tossed onto the practice squad, and that affects their money, and they could do this or that thing. But every single play, they're just like, watch this, hold my beer, F you, getting it. Also, special teams coaches are weird in that. So Coach Daniels was a linebacker safety at Duke. That was his role, primarily special teams in the NFL as well. And now it's just like, hey, we know that you're really good breaking down coverages and stuff. Now you need to be an armchair psychologist for a kicker and learn about like surface area striking and atmospheric pressure and all that stuff. Special teams is so widely like, I'm surprised that it doesn't break down to a special teams coordinator and every single team having a kicking specialist, but who knows, man. Vikings did for a while. They had Nate Kading during the Zimmer era for a couple of seasons. Anyways, that's it. Coach Hat's presser, talking special teams. Your thoughts, our thoughts. Comment section below. Need that hat. Skull production value.